Hello everyone! In the first part of our classification and subjects topic, we discussed how to effectively navigate in the thousands of books, how classification's helping with that. And also we're talking about particular, one of the most popular in the USA, Dewey Decimal Classification. This classification is definitely convenient for searching books, but there's another task to navigate, through subject headings. Subject heading answers a question, what is the book mainly about? Mainly means that sometimes there might be several important topics described, and the main topic would be the most relevant. We need to find kind of catalogs for such subject headings to find topic relations by their meaning, to bring clearly seen rules by everyone to effectively use such catalogs. Probably we can also try to use subject headings to mark MotivationHow videos for clarifying subject matter, semantical content, and hopefully it would be helpful to find relations between narrower and broader topics by meaning of a topic, which could be different from aggregation used by DDC classification numbering. Let's look how Library of Congress Classification, LCC, organizes subject headings in its catalog. First of all, we need to solve the problem of human language imperfections. First imperfection is to have subject with different names but the same meaning within classification. In case librarian needs to assign subject heading to a book, it would be better in case it will be just one main subject heading name to be used in place of other subject headings with a similar meaning. So instead of assigning several possible headings from the same book, we will choose just one. Sometimes subject headings contain several words and order of words may be confusing. Therefore, we have a problem in determining the right compact subject heading. For example, instead of multinational corporations, we may use international business enterprises, or instead of corporate philanthropy, we will use corporations' charitable contributions. We need to standardize subject headings somehow before classifying. And for us, there is no need to guess, because such work was done and constantly is going on. Where to search for such subject headings? Library of Congress Subject Headings, LCSH, is published by the Library of Congress. It's accessible online through www.loc.gov portal, and it's free. This is a standardized list of terms and phrases used by libraries throughout the English-speaking world for categorizing the books in their collections. Most colleges, universities, and research libraries use this list. So do a lot of large public libraries. Just FYI, small neighborhood libraries may use a different list of subjects called the Sears list of subject headings. This is a much shorter one-volume list that does not make all of the fine distinctions that are needed for categorizing really large collections. LCSH has a solution for the problem in determining the right compact subject heading. Let's check how it's done by LCSH based on decades of years of experience from the biggest US and second largest library in the world, which is Library of Congress. How subject headings are hierarchically or non-hierarchically related to each other? Using system of labels. First rule is to specify the only term or phrase to be used instead of another one. Special label use was assigned to solve this task. For example, if you download list of terms and phrases started with M letter from internet, if you look up morality, you will find a note to use term ethics in the catalog for searches instead of term morality. In other words, special label use helps to determine which words and phrases are not used with cross-references from them to the proper terms. It's kind of having one main term for each list of its synonyms or analogs, words or phrases with a similar meaning. Once you find the proper term, the LCSH list will also show you a list of other subject headings that are related to it. so that you can systematically search either slightly different aspects of the topic or different levels of generality, meaning either more global or more specific topic. Terms are arranged online alphabetically. Once you've found a term, please look carefully into the document. Right under a term, you will find a list of other headings that are preceded by special labels. These labels are very important. They are UF, BT, RT, and NT. UF label means used for. If terms are preceded by UF, do not use such terms. They are not the acceptable search terms. Instead, use the suggested terms. Let's look into example of term mammals, which stands for warm-blooded animals. There are some terms like Eutheria and Mammalia. We should not use such terms for our term search. Bolded term mammals is the right term to search instead. That's how we get rid of unnecessary terms for our search. BT label means broader term. For example, broader term for mammals is vertebrates. Vertebrates are animals which have specific skeleton type with spinal column. Mammals is just one out of few vertebrates, including mammals, fish, reptiles. Therefore, vertebrates is a broader term for mammals. NT label means narrower term. An example here will be aquatic mammal as the narrower term for mammals. RT means related term. This label is used to link two subject headings which are neither narrower nor broader to each other. For example, term management has a related phrase industrial relations and another related term organization. This way, terms are not hierarchically related, but link between terms can be made to show alternative headings that might be of your interest. Sometimes label SA will appear, meaning see also. It can alert you to other appearances of the heading in the other contexts. For example, machine design has SA label with clarification, subdivision design and construction under types of machines, equipment, etc. For example, automobiles, design and construction. And as a reminder, frequently the cross-reference labeled by use or see will appear to get you to the right terms for searching subject headings. Do you remember example about morality? Important: few not obvious intuitive points. BTs, RTs and NTs are not subsets or subdivisions of the boldface term they are labeling. They are not included in the coverage of the boldface term. If you want any of these subjects, you must look for them directly. For example, if you figured out that vertebrates is a narrower term for mammals, if you need to check details about vertebrates, please look for vertebrates term separately. No need to check mammals topic. NT cross-references are the most important ones to pursue. They are usually specific entry terms that you need to start with, and they may lead to other, even more specific terms. Knowledge of the narrower, broader nature of cross-reference structure can help you to refine or expand your search, sometimes through an extended scale of headings, such as following in descending order, and here's an example. Chordated term has narrow term vertebrates. Vertebrates has narrower term mammals. Mammals has anti-primates. Primates has anti-monkeys. Monkeys has anti-baboons. Baboons has anti-hamadryas baboon. In May 2017, I visited Museum of Natural History in New York, where I saw interesting video about cladogram, which is animal tree of life, evolutionary relationships among major groups of animals. Knowing about LCSH subject heading, I can make such relations to build cladogram myself. Such terms meaning discovery and relations between them can significantly help to expedite searching for books in a library. In case we need to work with subject headings and hierarchical and non-hierarchical relations between semantical meaning, this time by subject heading and not by assigned code, it would be better to use a library of Congress subject headings, LCSH. Online access and special labels like BT, NT, RT, and others allow to find narrower, broader, and relevant terms very convenient and fast way. Hope you found this video useful for you and it will help you to navigate through lots of books more effectively and faster. Just a reminder that in the first part of classification and subjects videos, we also discussed classification by assigned classification numbering and Dewey Decimal Classification in particular, with its hierarchical aggregated tree of topics, which are also very helpful in navigating when searching for a book in a library. Let's move on to the next video to discuss how to develop your child's brain more efficient way according to scientific views, and what are recommended ages for your child to be introduced with format of educational videos, including videos on MotivationHow portal. See you there!